Hey, this is gonna be Thursday. No! And we're back again.
Someone high up line and fire truck.
Okay. Hi. Home children, you just need a book thing if you want, so we can help you out as we get into it from there. We're gonna do a bit more reading and talking and stuff like that to help you out. Let's see. There is no reading homework yet. There will be reading homework next week. Actually, I can tell you right now what your things are next week. We have a quiz next week. Thursday, Friday. Thursday for you guys. Sorry, there we go. It's going to be in the book up through page 74. My goal is to get you into the 50s, and then you'll have to read a little bit on your own, so it'll be the reading homework. Then the only homework you're really going to have is reading, and then also there is going to be the 10 questions you're making the connections for in the book that we're going to keep stopping and letting you guys do. That'll be the only other homework next week, and then that's it. Oh, and I think we go to the library next week, so I think that covers most of the stuff. And I do have an idea after the short story thoughts, because I listened to all the kids, and I'll tell you what my idea is here in a moment. There we go. Tomorrow, if you have not been to Fully Explained yet, you start the day with MTSS. So you're going to be going to your MTSS for the first hour, where 8th graders are doing a career day thing, and you guys are doing a journey of a student, and you have an activity. I think you get to like research, I don't know, something. And then you're going to go to second period. Then fourth, MTSS again. This is the one where you're going to actually do the IXLs. This is the one where you're going to be doing some activity. 6 and 8. There is no flex at the end of the day tomorrow. So, and because of this thing in the morning, your classes will be shorter. So they are going to be like exactly an hour as opposed to over an hour. Keaton.
I'm going to be in Miss Mellon's class 3 times tomorrow.
Stop flexing on kids. They're going to get jealous. Izzy.
So like, what is career day?
I don't know. This is the first time they've done it. So we're going to find out tomorrow, so we don't know for sure. I can make something up if you want.
8th graders, it's usually just for 8th graders.
Yeah.
I know, but why do they present and we don't?
Because the way it works is fine.
And how does it affect me? Why does it affect me?
Because you're going to be here and we're going to make you a better person.
You're going to start thinking about your future.
Yeah, you're going to think about your future.
Oh my
Murray.
gosh, my hand is up.
Oh, put it down. Right.
He said Murray.
Julia.
Why did I start thinking about which college to go to even though we're still in 7th grade?
Because it's called the future. I know, you guys have trouble thinking about next week. I'm well aware of these issues.
It's only 5 years away.
Murray.
Wait, tomorrow?
Yes, no. In 2 years, so you know how we like, at the beginning of the year, for MTSS, I went to Galt's class, and now I go to Miss Josh, who I go to.
Galt. Whoever you go to on Mondays. Whoever your Monday one is.
Okay, but then what about MTSS? I still go to Fresh?
Yes, this would be the one you went to today. This would be the one you go to on Mondays. Okay, glad I can help.
Your mom.
I still have people who are doing corrections on the test. You're still more than welcome to. The only change is if you go to the test, I have written the access code on there. So now if you forget the access code, I've tried to sort of help you out and just put giant words, access code is retaken. Rawr, rawr. To this, I had good discussions with kids about stories. The biggest one that I sort of came away with that kids were pushing for is fishermen. And I have a story I'm going to show you or talk about here in a second. I think I'll replace it. And then over here, fun they had, I have another one about an alien zoo. I think I'm going to work in instead. So I think I've done my research and found stories I'm going to switch out. The one that I'm going to replace fishermen with is by the same author as The Voices. Since that seemed to be the one that kids enjoyed, it's another one about a kid at school called Locker Junkie, and so it's by that same person. And so I had my cadet teacher, Miss Powers, read it this morning, and she said this is definitely worth it. So if we have time next week, I may try to find a day, because it's going to take me like 15 minutes or so to read it out loud. But it'll be one of those things where if you guys want me to test it on you, we can try testing it on you. If not, I'm fine with that too. But I have listened to your advice. I'm going to try to make changes for next year. Oh, and the Boy Meets World, I will be switching that next year also, so that we are doing it all together on the big screen as opposed to like individually on your iPads. Because again, we'll try to take your guys' advice and see what happens. I'm sure next year's kids will still find ways to complain, but we'll see.
Then you just send them to us.
For this one, I had another good conversation with you guys overall. I did end up asking all of my classes about the whole. Did I ask you guys about vaping?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought I asked most of my classes about it. And then I ended up, I think it was around 7th period, having the idea of whether the issue was a widespread 7th grade issue, meaning that there are lots of 7th graders that you think are doing it, or is it one group of kids that everyone knows about? So that's, I'll tell you in a second what my other classes have said, but to ask you guys, do you think the vaping and drinking and all that is an issue where it's like a bunch of 7th graders, or is it just one group that everyone seems to know?
A bunch.
So,
I feel like there's a couple groups.
really?
Yeah.
Okay. And so far, like the response has been that it is just one group that everyone seems to know, as opposed to it being a big thing. But again, this is where I don't know. That's why I ask your guys' opinions and thoughts. But maybe it is multiple little groups, or maybe it's one. I have no idea. But I'm just trying to be curious. Yeah.
What do you feel about 12-year-old vaping?
So my opinion, well, one, is bad, but my thought is vaping in general is one of the big things I'm against. It's the same thing I told my daughters. I'm like, there are a lot of drugs you can experiment with, but vaping is one of the worst, because all it is addiction. I mean, there's very little you get from it, and it's just going to go straight into making you addicted to it, and it just ends up costing you tons of money. And I was like, I don't. And the other thing is I had a kid say, well, they're only vaping because it makes them cool. And my thought was, that only works if everyone else thinks you're cool for doing it. I'm like, do you guys think kids are cool when they vape? And most kids said no. So I'm like, I don't know. I think it's just kids are struggling with issues. Yeah. Are you talking about hyperpigmentation? This kid right here. Oh, the frick vape on the wall? Gotcha, it's taking me a while to get through. Yes, just like the YouTuber said, frick vape. If your yellow post-it note is on the front cover of your book, bad kid bad, because it should be a bookmark that you're putting on the inside of it. Like for you guys, it should be like on page 10 or 11, I think.
No, they're not.
It's not.
Oh, so when I said 10 or 11 and you guys all went, no, I'm pretty sure 11 is part of 10 or 11.
No.
Yeah.
You said 10 first, though.
Something wrong with that kid. We will stop again. I will get more of your sharing as far as we go through with these, and I have more to share with you as we go through. See, we got past our wedding, we got past our gazebo. Were you guys singing the song? Did it come back to you? Yeah, it's okay. I know. You're embarrassed to admit it out loud. The animal crackers in my soup. No, 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 no. It's okay. It's a bomb. Because there's multiple verses.
Those are saltines.
Yeah, those are saltines. Saltines. No, it doesn't work as well.
No. Oh, I love saltines in my soup. Saltine crackers. Can we watch it again?
Oh, maybe at the end of
Yeah,
class.
that's a saltine.
Are you trying to name the cracker that you smashed into my carpet?
Can I eat it? I don't love that. This is not a club cracker.
So we are on page 11. You are correct.
This is a saltine. This is what?
We're not to that yet. Okay.
Club crackers.
Home children. We are on page 11. On that right-hand side, we'll get
I
from there.
know my food.
She knows her food that's been smashed into my carpet. Where it's oh sorry. You should go up there. Oh yeah, this is the whole thing with that one girl going up and singing. What's her face? Rebecca? Rebecca's singing.
Cheryl?
Okay. Cheryl's the one that wants to sing. Rebecca was the one that was up there singing. So we're gonna go down where it says you should go up there and sing with her.
In my soup.
In my soup. You should go up there and sing with her. Little crackers in my soup. No, said Cheryl. I wasn't asked. Darned if I'm gonna make a fool of myself like she's going to. Rebecca stepped onto the patio where the band was. She was all of 12, but looked more like she was 9. Even younger with the cutesy dress she was wearing. Surely temple lessons. The band began to play the requested song, and Rebecca began to pretend she was a rock star. Personally, I thought Cheryl sang a little bit better, but what do I know? Needless to say, Cheryl and I didn't dance. We sat down at a table. I could feel all the food and dancing already taking its toll on my stomach. Or maybe it was just the song. You know, the second best never get any credit, said Cheryl. Not even from her parents. You're not second best. No, I am. They're right. She does sing better than me. Cheryl played with a fork on somebody else's dessert plate that had been left there when that somebody else had gotten up to dance. But you know what really ticks me off? Singing is the thing I do best. I mean, if there was anything else that I could really do well, it wouldn't be so bad. But I can't. All I can really do is sing, you know? She tapped the icing-covered fork a few times, and then a smile appeared on her face. I wish we were back in the cemetery. Why? Because if we were, the sweet little Becky would never make it out of there alive. And then she laughed, that sinister laugh reserved for mad scientists. So, do any of your books have mad scientist underlined and either have my name or Melling next to it?
Yes. I did it.
I've had a lot of kids who've been telling you that mad scientist was already highlighted with either Melling's name or my name.
And then for
Wait, on page 12?
Uh-huh.
I'm putting this on.
Oh, I thought you were going to put my name there.
On page 12?
Yes.
Someone circled takes me up and they wrote Mr. Rogue action.
Where's it from here? On page 12?
Uh-huh. Well, we're on page 13.
Mrs. Mellon
Wait, no,
has
wait.
a haircut.
We are on 12. Wait, right? Yes, we're on page 12, halfway down. Oh, you wouldn't hurt her and you know it. This is the part where Izzy wrote my name next to it because she knows I would never hurt
Mrs. Mellon.
children because I'm a loving, friendly person.
I said not Mrs. Mellon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I can have lots of fun.
I said Mrs. Mellon would.
Pretending, can't I? She put down the fork and thought for a moment. Let's see. What could we do? We could wire her braces shut so that she couldn't sing. Only hum. That's pretty good. How about, okay, putting hydrochloric acid in her punch? No, said Cheryl, getting excited. You guys, that would kill her. We'll get an enormous cork, cover it with super glue, and then drop it in the barrel on Halloween when it's her turn to bob for apples. Okay, wait, okay, okay. We scare her so much that she screams so loud she can never sing again. No mess, no evidence. What genius! What genius! Okay, how about we send her in for a tonsillectomy, but we write on her chart to remove her vocal cords instead? Yes. You're sick, Cheryl. Look who's talking, Jared. We both laughed for a while, then looked over at little Miss Goldenthroat, holding the microphone like she was born with it in her hands, and we laughed some more. Don't you ever imagine doing nasty things to the people that really tick you off like that? That was a question I didn't even have to think about. Speaking of a question, do you guys remember what foreshadowing is?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's foreshadowing?
Where, so basically, I'll give an example.
Mhm.
So, say, wait, this isn't a very good example, but
Okay.
say, like, she died,
Uh-huh.
and then and then, like, say, like, what if she dies, and then, like, a couple pages later she dies?
That would be an example of foreshadowing. Keaton,
Like, please.
there you go. Addison?
It's like, hey!
Hi, Elena.
It's like if I say my brother's a werewolf, and then, like, a couple pages later he turns into a werewolf.
Nice example, yeah, it's like him dying. Yes, I do. Are you foreshadowing? By the way, no reason why I asked about foreshadowing right there. I just
Mr.
thought,
BroviCast is a trap.
right. Saleh, there you go. Amira. Yeah, right over here. Just going over. Just going that side of the camera. I don't want the creepers to come for you. I see you, creepers. Creep on me! No, that's just weird. Like every day, I said. And I'll bet I know just who it is. She giggled. We're on page 13, in case you were going to ask. Okay.
Abby.
Who's who?
Abby.
I don't know. Who's
Someone
that?
put she giggled, highlighted, and then put Abby.
Well, apparently Abby is someone who giggles.
People who are mean.
She giggled just like Abby. She knew who, all right. It didn't take much thinking to figure it out. It was Austin Pace, my very good friend, Austin Pace, my buddy, my teammate, my pal. It's kind of a weird feeling to hate a friend. You don't know whether to go and have fun together or to punch him out. Not that I would ever think so. Not that I would ever punch Austin out. It's just that sometimes you like to think about it. That's all. Kind of like throwing darts at someone's picture. That would be me. I would highlight that. I would never punch out a child, but there may have been times where the thought has crossed my mind.
That's a lie.
Multiple
I know
multiple
you've done it.
times.
I know you've done it. I know Mrs. Melanie. What's your problem with this? It's a movie.
The song ended, and everyone applauded. Then the lead singer got on the microphone again and said, "Let's hear it for Rebecca!" The applause got louder. Cheryl grimaced. "You want to hear another one?" asked the lead singer. Cheryl looked at me with that "please God, no" expression on her face, but the applause got louder. Rebecca mumbled something to the band, and they nodded and started up again. Another big dance number. Rebecca began to bounce around again and strut across the stage, all proud. And then Cheryl and I watched some old relative toss flowers at Rebecca from the floral centerpiece on the tables, and she put one behind her ear. "Oh, I think I'm going to be sick," said Cheryl. As we... Sorry, hiccup, stop it. Okay. "I think I'm going to be sick," said Cheryl, as we watched a scene that was beginning to resemble a freak show. I may have highlighted freak show and put periods. No matter. Yes.
Tell us what periods.
It's not in period of.
Period abs.
Maybe it was period of.
Like Brit Barbie?
What? Period 5? I would never say that out loud.
Pink.
You kept saying my name. It helps me first step.
Hey, no.
Chapter 2, Austin Pace. Now I have. There we go.
I'm not
So,
gonna switch to you just because
in a moment, they're going to talk. They're going to be moving out to the track and field area. And they're going to talk about a kid running from the top of the oval. So it just means he runs across the entire field. So top of the oval, he starts off running around the track, and then he stops here to show off, and then just goes right and runs across the whole thing. And there is a swimming pool over here. He does not run to the swimming pool.
No.
Yeah, this is our school.
No, it's not.
It's just right out back.
No, it's not.
My room's right over here.
That's not our school. There's no swimming pool.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Do they have diving boards?
Yeah, our swimming pool out back. Yeah.
Oh, then. If that's our school, then where's the barn sits on the track?
You can't see them. They're over here.
That's the
No.
apartment. That's the apartment. So.
Yeah, right over there. You can see the apartments right there.
Why is there gaslighting?
Gaslighting is not a
Track
thing.
is black. Yes, it is. You got gaslighting.
Imagine if we didn't get the same.
We don't have that. It
Yeah.
looks like Wi-Fi signal.
Yeah, it's a I just Googled random track on Google, and it came up with our school. I couldn't believe
That's
it.
not our school.
Close enough.
Yeah, we did not have a shot.
Izzy, why are you on the floor?
Yeah, we did. We did have a shot for that. It's outside.
If you have enough points. Chapter is technically 2 if you want to write it there, but it's Austin Pace. There's no numbers. I just numbered my chapter so I would know. Chapter Austin Pace. Oh, so to give you a quick heads up, this part that's coming up, their junior high that they're in is not like ours, which is 7 and 8. Their junior high is 7, 8, 9, and then their high school is 10, 11, 12. So-
So, ninth grade is not high school?
So here, yeah, their 9th grade, which would be freshmen, don't go to the high school. Their freshmen are still in junior high. So you have 3 years of junior high and then 3 years of high school.
I would hate that. I would hate that. Here for a third year. I wouldn't want to be in IBC. I wouldn't want to be in junior high.
And I think they feel the same way in here too. In our town, high school doesn't start in 9th grade. 100 years ago, some founding father decided that 7th through 9th grades belonged in junior high school, and no one's bothered to change it since. It was the first day of the last year of junior high, and Austin was already at it. He was even early that morning, jogging around the track. Coach Schuler hadn't even come in yet, and there was Austin in last year's gym shorts, running in circles for the whole world to see. I'm certain he was doing it for that reason, so the whole school could walk by and say, "Wow, Austin's really dedicated, isn't he?" Well, I was dedicated too. I just didn't flaunt it in public. Austin's good at a large number of things. He's good enough for people to notice, but not enough to be labeled a brain or a jock or a nerd or anything. In short, he's what every kid wants to be, or at least what I always wanted to be. He is, in his own way, perfection on 2 feet, and he knows it. I hated him. He didn't know that. To him, I was just one of his many friends. If he had been a year or two older than me, he might have been someone I looked up to. Can you believe that? He loves it when younger kids look up to him. I'm not younger, though. I'm 3 months older than him. And he never really treated me like a friend, or even like an equal. He kind of treated me like a worm, or at least tried to make me feel like one. And I used to think it was because I was the one who started up that now infamous nickname that still plagued his existence, Lost in Space. Just to make sure you catch it, the kid's name is Austin Pace, and so the nickname was Lost in Space. So Lost in. There is a movie actually a TV show called Lost in Space. I think that's probably where it came from. There's an old TV sci-fi TV show.
Yeah, of course you know the old TV shows.
Not wrong. Yes.
Is that a Twilight film?
No, not nearly as good.
Ew,
This
nobody
more
likes
just a
Twilight.
people like it was about a family who got lost out there.
Sorry, we don't watch the preppy YouTube channel.
Ouch.
Does it look like I do?
The name stuck to him like Velcro, and he could never peel it off. I mean, I used to think that's why he treated me like he did, but that wasn't it. It ran deeper and stronger than that. You see, unlike everyone else, I was the only one who came close to being a threat to him. Like I said, Austin's good at everything, but there's only one thing he was out and out great at. He could run. As a kid, everyone knew he was fast. He beat everyone he ever challenged, even kids older than him, for as long as I can remember. And for as long as I can remember, I was second fastest. Always the second best runner. It wouldn't have been so bad being second best, but you see, it's what I did best out of everything. Like Cheryl and her singing. I wasn't outstanding in any of my classes. I wasn't the most popular guy in school. Whatever it was, I was always somewhere in the middle. I was the guy you would never notice. They used to call me the generic kid when I was 10 because at day camp, none of the counselors could remember my name. I just didn't stand out. That was the part I highlighted also, where it says I was not the most popular guy in school. I was always somewhere in the middle. I was a kid no one would ever notice. That was me in junior high. I was the quiet kid that no one paid attention to. I know. But I could. What?
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, that must suck to be you.
It did. That's why I'm not like that anymore. I decided I used to care what people think about me, and that's what kept me quiet. And then I got older, and I was like, I don't care what people think about me. Yeah.
When you're the kind of, did you just think about plotting people's revenge?
No, I got revenge. No, I was a happy person.
Hey, you're lying.
But I could run. And when you're a fast runner, there's nothing like that feeling as you pick up speed. Actually feel your body accelerate. And you realize that the wind, it isn't wind at all. It's you cutting through the still air like a bullet. There's nothing like that feeling when you know that this is what you do well and nobody can take it away. Nobody but Lost in Space. And he took it away real good. Not so much by beating me, but by purposely making me feel like I wasn't worth a thing. He knew exactly what to say to squash me beneath his big toe. Things like, maybe it's your running shoes that make you slow. Or maybe next year, your legs will grow longer. You'll have a fighting chance. Or maybe you would just look at me with that silent gloat and a smile after beating me in yet another race. I don't know why, but it seemed that Coach Schuler always put us in the same races. We would take first and second. But when Austin and I were racing, there were no places, only winner and loser. And I was always, without exception, the loser. Once I was the best. That one year when Austin's father, who's a professor, took the whole family traipsing around South America for a whole year. It was in 7th grade, first year on the junior high school team. I finally got to see that finish line ribbon, to feel it pull across my chest as I crossed the line. Man, I was hot then, the hero, popular, everything I could have wanted. And then Austin came back, like I knew he would. I remember the beginning of 8th grade, before the coach knew him, we were lined up for time trials, and just before Austin was to go, he turned to me and gave me that smile. The smile that said, "You're nothing, Jared Mercer, and I'll prove it." The coach yelled, "Go!" And Austin took off. He blew my 60-yard time sky high. He beat it by almost half a second, which might not seem like much, but races are lost by hundreds of seconds. From that moment on, I was a backseater again, the generic kid living in the bigger-than-life shadow of lost in space. But this time, it was worse, because I had tasted what it was like to be a winner. And Austin was determined to make sure I would never taste it again. You take these things too seriously, my father would say. So what? He's faster than you. Big deal. I'll bet there are things you do better than he does. But there weren't. And my father just didn't understand. It wasn't just that he was faster than me. It's that I was second. And nobody on this earth could care less about runners-up. I'm going to pause there to give you guys a chance. I want to see what you guys have come up with for your connections. So I've been doing mine. Let's see, I did that one. I think I had other ones on there.
Runners-up must suck.
Who, what?
Runners-up.
Mercer?
I'd rather say third than runners-up.
Oh, really? So, why?
I don't know. What is it's just second. What about running up?
So then, would that be a thing you would highlight and connect to yourself? The fact that the runners-up was like the worst thing?
No, because I haven't ever gotten runners-up.
You've only ever won?
Yeah.
Oh, good job then.
Okay.
Julia?
Okay. And then maybe next year, like, so we have to grow longer and I put my short leather.
Younger brother? Oh, just checking. Addison,
When it said outstanding,
are you outstanding? In anything particular?
everything.
Wow, just like this kid over here who's never gotten anything but first. It's pretty impressive. And Chase!
Wait,
Listen,
only in diving.
only in diving. Okay, that's a good job there.
I thought you did.
Chase! What connection do you have so far?
My connections is so I did so he's faster than you, big deal. I did my dad because I feel like that's how he solves my problem. Doesn't feel like it, but he thinks he does, and it doesn't. But sometimes it does.
Parents. Elena.
When it says South America for a whole year, it was in 7th grade. I highlighted 7th grade because I'm in 7th grade.
Good connection. Diver.
My toes so basically, I've only ever gotten not first once, and that was at nationals because there were these people, and there was this one girl, she was doing like reverse 2.5s.
Were you a runner-up?
No, I got 7th, so now I'm 7th in the country.
6?
But
Are you sure you weren't
all of
6?
these people are from like California, so I don't compete against them.
I guess that would make
Wait,
sense.
you
on
said
that
you
too.
were, what spot you were in? 6 or 7?
Saleh.
Somebody running up, and then put me.
I mean,
You're a runner? She
I-
said runner. She said
I mean, I was a runner. I coached cross country here for like 15 years, but
Why don't you do no more?
I switched to basketball. Just tried.
Wait, you coach basketball?
8th grade girls.
Oh.
Yeah.
For real?
FR. So, we will pick up on more of you in a moment, but I'm going to take a minute break and give you guys a chance to stay in since you've been listening to me.
Bro, I don't care.
We are now going to get to this part where he's going to finally meet, you finally get to meet Austin Pace, the one he keeps talking about.
You don't care about yours.
On that first morning of 9th grade, I watched Austin from the stands. He knew I was there. He had to know. I was the only one in the bleachers. He ran around and around the dirt track in his bright white running shoes that never seemed to get dirty. It looked like he was going to go until the first bell rang. But then he stopped, stepped inside the track, and went to the highest point of the oval, as you see up there. I knew what he was going to do. He did it all the time. His school bag sat there at the tip of the oval track. He took his blue digital chronometer, the one the coach gave him after last year's final meet, and set it to 0. I don't know why they call it a digital chronometer, which is a fancy term. Do you guys know what a digital chronometer is?
No. A timer.
Yeah,
It's
just
something
a
really old.
timer. It's just chrono means time and meter means to measure, so it just measures time.
The one on the left.
So, yeah. This digital one's that one, so he just has a digital stopwatch, but they call it a chronometer because it sounds
Hey,
fancy.
let the book be fancy.
Yeah, let the book be, sorry.
Can
It's a fancy book.
I'm just gonna lay down.
Then he took his running shoes and socks off and stared at who takes off their shoes?
And socks.
At an invisible spot across the middle of the field to the other tip of the oval. He took his starting position, clicked the chronometer, and then took off in his bare feet. It hurt to watch his speed. He tore through the grass like a racehorse on turf, and was at the other end of the oval much too soon. He looked at the time his chronometer had logged, and he pretended to notice me for the first time. He waved, and I waved back. He stretched out his legs, then went to get his shoes, and then came by the bleachers. "What's up, Jared? Did you have a good summer?" "Pretty good. What about you?" "Great." He put his foot up on the first bench and stretched his calf muscle. "You like my running shoes? They're Aeropeds. Best running shoe ever made.
Skechers.
Cost almost $200. Almost as good as Skechers." I nodded. "Maybe if you had these shoes," said Lawson, "you might be able to come close to giving me some competition this year." "Huh?" "Maybe," I said, which wasn't what I wanted to say. I won't tell you what I wanted to say. "You been working out?" "Yeah." "Off and on, yeah."
I'll start it.
"Well, okay, I can stop and let you guys read
What
it."
time is it?
No.
Yes.
That's what I thought too, so I was trying to help.
What?
"Yeah," I said. I had been. Every spare moment I had. "Good. Me too. Every day. All summer up at Junior National Running Camp. Hey, guess what?" "What?" "I might qualify for the Junior NCAA Championships." "Really?" "Uh-huh. It's a tough competition, but my time now is averaging a quarter of a second faster than last year's 60-yard qualifying time, so I've been trying to get it even lower. My dad says if I qualify the next year, he'll find me a private coach and train me for the Olympics." He smiled that "I'm better than you" smile at me. "So, what have you been up to?" "Me? I went to European Runners Training Camp. Yeah, it's where you run cross country up and down the Alps all day long with famous Olympic athletes." "Really?" I sighed. "No. Actually, I just hung around and worked at Burger King making hamburgers. Hard work, that Burger King. Builds muscles in your fingers." "Yeah, I'll bet." "Uh-huh.
Someone underlined that sentence and put their brother.
Hey, I underlined that and put my daughter, because she worked at Wendy's, so.
That's not the same.
Can I get a discount? I wanna.
You know, she doesn't work there anymore, but it's the one that went out of business.
Wait, what's that one song that goes like?
Have it your way.
IBK, have it your way.
I'll bet, said Austin. You can stop singing commercials. You know, I was the youngest one they ever had working at that Burger King. Yeah? Well, that makes sense, said Austin. I mean, who else are they going to get to do all the stupid flunky work but a kid? Right? I didn't say anything after that. Well, I got to go change, said Austin. You come into the first track meeting this afternoon? Of course. Well, get there on time, he said, smiling that crocodile smile at me. They're picking team captain today, and I wouldn't want you to miss that. He turned and ran toward the locker room. A quick pause on this one. Crocodile smile. Do you guys know what that means?
Like snarling.
Ooh, not a bad guess.
Like smiling.
A crocodile smile looks like this.
Nope, that's an Izzy smile. But, so a crocodile smile, if you've never seen a crocodile, it looks like they're always smiling because their little mouths go up, and it makes them look like all adorable and friendly. But if you were to walk up and go, what a cute little puppy, come here, and you go up to give it a little Gucci goo, you're going to go, Gucci goo, ah, no! And it turns out that their smile is not an actual friendly smile. So a crocodile smile is when you smile at someone, but there's no actual friendliness behind it. You know,
Crocodiles are
like when kids in class keep talking and I go, huh, so that's how you're going to choose to spend your points. Okay. And then you see me smile at you and just start charging points. That would be a crocodile smile. Hi, Julia.
Remember one time, our dog went off the leash and started running around, and there was this guy with a baby.
Uh-huh.
My dog almost tried to bite the baby.
And
I almost got to.
what an interesting connection to make. Paxton,
So my dog, right?
why are we talking about dogs?
I was with my brother,
Uh-huh.
and then I told my dog to attack him, and
Uh-huh.
then my dog bit my brother.
Well, if he was a crocodile, that would make more sense with the story. But he's not. So.
Almost.
Okay.
Oh, hi.
Hi. Okay, when it said smiling that crocodile smile at me, I said you.
Not wrong. I do crocodile smiles, although I don't run around like a dog and bite babies anymore. Team captain today. Ugh. Already that smoldering feel. Wait, did we get to the part where we did? No. Smoldering feeling was growing. Austin had done it again. In 5 minutes, he had put me beneath his $200 running shoes and flattened me like a cigarette butt. I know you guys spend all your time vaping, and so you're not familiar with cigarettes.
What?
But cigarette butts, unlike vapes, when you get done, you just throw them out in the grass. Cigarette butts, you have to put them out. I'm sorry, you keep your vapes like
And
Lena
you know
does.
that?
And then so that way you would smash your cigarette butt. So I was just showing you guys what cigarette butts look like. So I would agree.
My aunt. I see those on the ground.
I know.
I see them on my porch, and that's how I knew my aunt was at my house. There's a lot.
You ain't got a chance against him, said a voice a few feet away from me. Standing there, right next to Jackson.
They said that Tyson had like.
Correct. No, that was not Tyson. That was Austin. This is a different kid. You're gonna get ready to meet him right now. You ain't got a chance against him, said a voice a few feet away from me. Standing there, right next to the bleachers, was Tyson McGaw, who, when it came to being weird, was head and shoulders above the rest. Tyson had stringy, greasy hair, a dirty face, and his left nostril was larger than his right because he spent so much time with his fingernails. Nobody much liked Tyson. He was definitely not the person I cared to talk to right now. Not after being humiliated by Lost in Space. I don't want to know if you highlighted parts in that paragraph, especially if you're connecting them to me. You can just leave that one be a secret. Hi.
I think some of your kids in your class were a little.
Yes. In fact, I feel that way today too.
Sad because it said when it came to being weird,
Spit it out.
when it came to being weird, beard was head over shoulders above the rest.
Uh-huh.
Somebody said me.
Oh, they knew
Are
you,
you sure
Izzy.
you didn't put that in?
Yeah, I feel like you did.
Elena.
For kicking and crawling and biting, I put my dog.
Are you sure? You should have
We're
put
not there yet, but thanks.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Why don't you mind your own business, Tyson? I said. People don't like you spying on them. I wasn't spying, said Tyson, mean and defensively, like he was looking to get into another one of his famous fights. Tyson was an odd bird. Half the time he seemed kind of nerdy and off in his own greasy little world. The other half the time he was being nasty and picking fights like he was a tough. The last thing I wanted on the first morning of school was to fight Tyson. Not that I couldn't beat him up. I could. He was kind of weak and scrawny. It's just that he doesn't really fight like a human. He fights more like an animal, kicking and clawing and biting. Well, spying or not, whatever you want to call it, don't do it anymore. At least not with me, because I don't like it. I got down from the bleachers and began to walk toward the school building. You really don't stand a chance, mumbled Tyson as I passed him. How would you know? I yelled into his face. Now I was mad. You are not on the team. You are not on any team. All you do is watch everybody else's business and stick your nose in it. Don't you have any business of your own? What goes on between Austin and me has nothing to do with you. You got that? Tyson shut up. I don't think he expected me to get that mad. Just get out of my sight, Tyson. Don't talk to me unless you have something decent to say. I turned and walked toward class. Tyson mumbled something nasty beneath his breath, but I didn't want to push it any further. I ignored him and continued walking. Then as I got into the building, my anger shifted away from Tyson and back to Austin. What burned me most was that Tyson was probably right. Conceited, arrogant, lost in space, had all the odds in his favor, and I hated Austin all the more for it. I began to imagine how nice it would be if there was a great conspiracy against all the lost in spaces in the world. Didn't you guys define foreshadowing for me a moment ago? Just check.
Wait, foreshadowing.
The part on that left on page 22 where it says he fights more like an animal, kicking and clawing and biting, that was the part I highlighted, not because of Elena's dad. But for me, it was my... Did you say your dad? Dog. I thought you said dad. I apologize. I thought it was kind of weird that your dad thought that way. Because for me, it's my younger brother, who's 2 years younger than me. When we were in junior high and high school, my friends and I would beat up my brother on a regular basis. So when he learned to fight back like a rabid koala, and would jump on you and wrap arms and legs around you and bite you and claw you while you ran around screaming. I found it hilarious. My friends didn't think it was quite so funny. Julia?
You should bring in your brother one day for school.
I'll see what I can do. He lives up in Noblesville. Sally? Not Mike Tyson, different Tyson, but yes. Right around that same time period. Hi, Thaxton. I'm glad you let me know. And now it's being recorded for everyone else to know. Oh, next scene. So now we're going to meet their track coach, Coach Schuler. Now, I want y'all to know right up front that this is no namby-pamby team, said Coach Schuler as he fidgeted with his whistle. Once you're in, I don't want you all quitting and joining Little League or a soccer club or something like that. This might not be high school. We might not work out 5 days a week. But anyone who knows me can tell you that I expect hard work. Isn't that right, Jared? Right? I said, surprised that he called me out of everyone else, and also that he would continue to ignore Izzy as he read. So, if you don't want to be here, leave now. In the back row, 2 7th graders who in one day had already gotten a reputation of being obnoxious stood and went out the door laughing. As they left, one of them turned and said, "Adios, Commandant." Some 7th graders laughed. No one who knew Schuler laughed. And yes, I did highlight the 7th graders with a reputation of being obnoxious and may or may not have written things next to it. Schuler looked at his clipboard. First of all, boys meet Mondays and Wednesdays. Girls, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Anyone who wants to can practice with both teams. As Schuler spoke, my mind began to wander. I looked around the gym. It smelled new, but didn't look much different than the old gym. You would think that when a gym burns down, a school would build a nice, new-looking one. But no, this gym was a carbon copy of the old one. Real quick, there's going to be a running mystery in the story where it turns out someone the year before burnt down parts of the school. The gymnasium, the cafeteria, one of the classrooms, and no one knows who it was. We find out in the book who it
I
was.
think I know who it is. It was Tyson. He got a little angry.
Wow. Way to blame that kid so quickly. In each corner of the gym, a different team was meeting, and more were meeting outside. It looked like about 40 kids were going out for track, a few more boys than girls, and by next week that number would be cut in half. The coach never cut anybody. People just lose interest and drop out. Lost in space, sat about 10 feet away from me. He sat in the middle of a crew of 7th graders, already setting himself up to be the team hero for all of the new kids to look up to. Schuler flipped the page on his clipboard. As you can see, we have a beautiful new gym. And because of last year's fires, the gym is completely off limits when a teacher isn't present. The doors will remain locked. That goes for the auditorium and just about every other unsupervised place. I know, you've heard it from all of your teachers. Now you're hearing it from me. He flipped another page. Next, we have something new this year. Something I think you're going to like. A bunch of the local school districts are getting together to have a sort of mini Olympics. And yep, there will be track events. There were various cheers from around the room, including my own. That's the good news. The bad news is that each district enters one team, which means that each school can only have one runner. Various "aww" from the group. I kept quiet. I'm sure Austin did too. I felt a knot begin to form in my stomach. Now, before we go down and assign you gym lockers, there's one more order of business. The captain, said Martin Bricker, an 8th grader who had a good chance of being captain next year, but was the only one who thought he would make it this year. That's right. This is for old team members only. Here are your pencils and slips of paper. When I say so, I would like all the old team members to come up and fill out a ballot. All you have to do is put the name of the person you would like to be captain this year. Don't we get to campaign? Asked Lawson. No, we don't get to campaign, mimicked Schuler. Y'all know each other. You don't need any presidential debates. There'll be one captain for the boys and one captain for the girls. Boys, you vote for boys. Girls, you vote for girls. If you're not sure what you are, ask me, and I'll tell you. Someone lifted Sarah Dozier's hand. She elbowed him in the ribs. Okay. Come on up. Here's the ballot box. Please put the pencils back in the can when you're done. I filled in Martin Bricker's name, figuring it was low class to vote for myself, and I certainly wasn't about to vote for Austin. As Austin approached the ballot box, he turned to me, smiled, that crocodile smile that screamed, "You loser," from across the room. I smiled that, we'll see, smile right back at him. When will you have the results? Asked Martin. They'll be posted on the main bulletin board tomorrow by lunch. The group groaned. Come on, it's only one day. Now, when I call your name, come up and I'll give you your locker number. I have a question. I just thought about this as I was reading. I've not asked it before. So, with what you've seen between Jared and Austin so far, and how Austin treats Jared, do you consider it bullying?
No.
With what Austin does, like the words he says and the way he acts, in your guys' mind, does that qualify as bullying?
That's just teasing.
Interesting. So my question is, we'll see. There's gonna be another couple scenes coming up,
It's just
but
being mean.
I guess I never really thought of it after our conversation the other day about sort of what you guys consider bullying now. I don't know. Like, I'm wondering if as we get into this book, if what Austin does, you guys might not consider bullying. And the whole book is based around Austin being a bully. I'm like, that might be an interesting thing I had not expected. Now, maybe after these next two scenes, things may change, but at least so far, it's fine. Izzy?
I don't think it's bullying. I think it's just being mean. But also, I don't think the teacher is very nice because there's a kid benched in the background.
Are you saying kids don't make poor choices in class and get to have to sit in like Struggle Town or something?
What did you search up? A kid sitting in the
Kylie?
back on a bench.
You know why I think it was Tyson who started the fire?
Why?
Because it could have been a grease fire. Because they said he has greasy hair, so he could use the grease from his hair to create a grease fire.
So are you doubling down on your attacking this poor guy?
Yes!
Holy
He
cow, child.
created a grease fire with his hair.
I did have a kid earlier with the whole Austin thing, going back to Izzy's, who said there's a difference between being a bully and being a jerk. And their claim was that Austin was a jerk and not a bully. And I was like, I guess that's a good point. Julia? Yes, I know, it's the same, it hasn't changed. It's still apple butter. Saleh! So, but is teasing not in the same realm as bullying?
It's in the same realm, but it's not the same
Like,
thing.
Okay.
I
just-
consider teasing as something else. Like teasing is like, oh, you have like your butterfly is like uncolored. That's really weird.
So, but what you're saying what Austin is doing is teasing? Is,
Yeah.
again, there's two scenes coming
No, I
up.
think he's being mean.
Are you like Dory? Do you like short-term memory loss? Because you say the same thing a lot.
Wow. Are we just attacking everybody we can left and
I
right?
don't think she's like Dory.
Wait, is that teasing or bullying?
That's bullying.
Wow. Apparently someone just got called out on that one.
It's not considered.
I was asking to find out because I didn't know either from that point.
I don't say that every day.
So then, again, our connections that we have so far. Philip, I'm curious to see what connection you've made so far. Oh, that's all right. I'll have you stand while you're thinking. We'll give you a second to try and motivate you. We'll have Jackson. Hang on, Jackson, you're confused because Philip isn't standing yet? Phil, there. Now, as soon as you have it, let me know and you can tell us. Jackson? That would work. 7th grader, because that would qualify as you.
Elena already used that one.
Wait, who already used that one?
Me.
Elaine. Uh-oh, Jackson. Elena already used that one. What's your next one? Uh-huh. Do you know anyone else that uses a clipboard?
Wait, what?
I mean, you could have used me on that one, too.
He's my.
Philip? No? Okay. Sean, what you got? I'm going to see what your connection is. Uh-huh.
You and someone's over there.
Okay. I'll roll.